Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Be sure to check out RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com for plenty more Royal Caribbean news, information, fun, and advice. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube every Monday. We're live with you right here on YouTube, answering your Royal Caribbean cruise questions. And as you can see, we're coming to you live from Royal Caribbean's Serenade of the Seas on our way to Nova Scotia. We're on a 7-night cruise out of Boston. And thank you for joining us here. We're going to answer as many cruise questions as possible, starting with the most important question. How many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Check your countdown in chat. Let's count down together. Actually, my countdown after this cruise is pretty minimal. I'm going on Allure of the Seas in about a week and a half after this, so very excited to get on there. And quite a dichotomy of experiences being here on Serenade, Radiance class ship, classic cruising experience. I love this class of ships, and it's a real pleasure to be here. Actually, this is our Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise for the year, and so kind of a nice way to spend the time. We had some super chats before the broadcast began. Raymond Weaver, Raymond, thank you for the super chat. Is the North Star still inoperable on Quantum? If so, and when it might be fixed, going to be on here next September. Thanks, Matt. Keep up the great videos. Arthea, thank you for the super chat. I don't know. As far as I know, it is inoperable, but I've only heard rumors and speculation as to when it will be fixed. When it comes to things breaking down, Flowrider, North Star, whatever, there's no real inside track. Royal Caribbean doesn't usually publish information about that. It's basically when it's fixed, and it's impossible to know really with any certainty what that might hold for you. And certainly I know when you're going on your cruise next September, which is almost a year from now, you would hope it would be fixed by then, but I can't promise that. Is the audio okay? Because one person said they can't hear me, but I'm not sure if that's just because I'm not speaking up well enough or what, but I'll wait here to see what you guys all say, just to make sure, because, all right, living my best life as I can hear. Audio is fine. Okay, so one guy couldn't hear it. Bill Doyle, Josh is not here. Desiree Hall, thank you for the super chat. Billy D Music, thank you for the super chat. Billy D Music said 12 more days till Wonder. My brother wants to know if it's better for him to book his massages at the spa now or once he's on board. Good question. So for the spa, if you want a specific treatment, you want 90 minutes of Swedish massage or 90 minutes of hot stone, and that's it. Like you just want one thing, you should pre-book. But if your brother is like, well, I don't really care, I want like a good deal, and I don't mind if it's like 30 minutes of one thing, 30 minutes of another thing, then wait on board the ship to book a special. The other reason to book it in advance, besides what I just said, was if there's a day and time you really want to have it. As you might imagine, most spa treatments get booked up on sea days in the afternoon, but a lot of people want to have spa, but not a lot of people don't want to have spa treatments, in like the morning or the late at night, and those are when you find the best deals. So you might want to consider pre-booking for that reason. Debbie Jacks, thank you for the super chat. 20 days till Oasis. Will the Solarium Bistro be open for lunch on embarkation day? Good question. For that, I don't know the answer off the top of my head, Debbie, but I can tell you how to find the answer. If you go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com and go to our main menu, you'll see a link that says Cruise Compass. Click on that. Find Oasis of the Seas. And we have them from Oasis. And you'll be able to see from a past cruise if it's open. And if it was, it'll probably be open for you as well. How much earlier than our 11 a.m. boarding time can I get away with? It's really hard to say. In this situation here in Boston, they didn't check check-in times at all. There was never even a question about it. Whereas in Port Canaveral, they do ask more often than not about your check-in time. So Debbie, I can't tell you more than I would say in general. What I tell people is whatever your time is, if you want to arrive, 15, 30 minutes ahead of time, because you got to park the car, drop off your luggage, I think that's reasonable. So that's my best answer for you. I saw we have a super chat from Carlos. Let me see if I can find it here. I can find it. I just gotta. And by the way, Debbie, thank you. I'm sorry, we could have put your message on the screen there. Debbie, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate you. It is formal night on board. Yes, that's not just because I wanted to look good for John Blahnik, but it is formal night on board the ship here. So, and I'm actually sitting pseudo outside, so it feels very comfortable, I gotta say. Let's see here. Billy D, thank you for the comment, the compliment rather, and the comment. Here's Carlos's question. Carlos, thank you for the super chat, buddy. 9 days till Harmony of the Seas and 124 till Icon. Why can't you reserve shore excursion cabanas at Perfect Day with a 3-year-old as a guest? You don't have to, Carlos. You're probably doing it, I don't think it's the wrong way, you're doing it wrong. When you book a cabana, you book one cabana and that encompasses everybody. So you don't need to book a cabana for, let's say there's 4 of you, right? You don't need to put all 4 of you down. You just book it one cabana per party. So that's all you need to do. So you could put the cabana under your name. That's why you can't book the cabana under your 3-year-old, because the system isn't sophisticated enough to allow that. So I hope that makes sense. So in this situation, I think what you're probably trying to do is select all. And if you did that, you would actually book 4 cabanas in that example I gave you. So just book one under the adult, and that should suffice. Let's see here. Next question is from Slew Dog. Thank you for the super chat, Slew Dog. Upcoming Oasis cruise shows cast reservations all booked up on the app. Standby line. Yes, there will be a standby line. It is pretty easy to get in there. Show up 20, 30 minutes early. You'll be able to get in. A lot of people, it's like good and bad, right? I like that Royal Caribbean offers pre-cruise reservations for shows. The problem is a lot of people panic and book it just because it's available. They just, it gets shared in Facebook groups that's available. Everybody books at the times. Most people don't really pay that close attention to what day or time it is. Then they get on board the ship and they're like, wow, there's so many cool things happening. I'm not going to the cats, because it's free. They make the reservations. There's no penalty for not doing that. So yeah, the standby line should be totally fine over there. Basically, and by the way, the reservations aren't for actual seats. You don't get row 7, seat 3. You just get general admission in there. It's first come, first serve for the seats. So as long as you get there early, like 20, 30 minutes early, I think you'll have no problem getting into the show. Next question is from Ken Salup. Oh man, Ken, I'm going to butcher your name. Salupica? Hope I said that right. Salupica? Ken, thank you for the super chat. Going on alert for Thanksgiving and just booked our first Mediterranean cruise. It'll be our first President's Cruise. What should we expect? It's a great question. President's Cruise is an interesting experience. Number one, there are going to be a lot of Royal Caribbean superfans on there. A lot of Pinnacles, Diamond Pluses, Diamond members, people that love to cruise. So you're going to see a lot of people who really love to Royal Caribbean, a lot of Royal Caribbean gear. You're also going to have special events on board. Now, you don't have to participate in any of these events, by the way, but Royal Caribbean will offer special events because it's a President's Cruise. And we won't know what they are up until your cruise. As an example, just earlier this year, Royal Caribbean rented out, the port in Costa Maya for everybody on the ship. They really do vary considerably. There probably will be some sort of special entertainment, some sort of a featured performer. Usually it's like a singer from the recent decades, best I can describe it. I don't want to insult anyone with that. But different special events and also some special swag and gear. So, I would say the President's Cruise, there's pluses and minuses to it. The plus is the special events, the swag, the fact that you're going to get every executive from the cruise line pretty much on that ship. So things are going to work pretty darn well. And there's the giveaways and the special things are really neat. The downside to the President's Cruise, in my opinion, is unfortunately some of the people who attend these cruises tend to be a little entitled, I guess. And there seems to be a little bit of a different vibe there. But, I always say don't let other people's experiences ruin your cruise. It doesn't really matter. Just something that can happen, but I doubt it really will affect you, Ken, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Let's see here. Colton, what's a great excursion for Costa Maya? Maya Chan. Just Google it. It's not the Royal Caribbean. Maya Chan. William, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I'm jealous. 109 days till Navigator of the Seas. Being on a cruise again is amazing. I love it. I've not been on a Radiance class ship since last summer when I was in Alaska, and it's such a great ship. I really, really, really enjoy this class, and just being back on a cruise again is wonderful. I've actually got, believe it or not, guys, I've got 4 cruises coming up next month. The month of November, I have 4 cruises. Allure, Radiance, Celebrity Apex, and Celebrity Ascent. So it's going to be busy. Let's see here. Next question is from Breck Morrissey. Breck, thank you for the super chat. 369 days till Harmony. Unfortunately, I'll be doing schoolwork on board. Should I spend the extra $80 for the 2-device boom package or just swap between phone and iPad? So, Breck, it depends how much of a geek you are. Me, personally, I would get the 2-device plan because I'm broadcasting right now on my laptop, but I have my phone. And when I try to share a device, yeah, I save some money, but then I'm constantly like, I can't get messages on my phone while I'm using the laptop, and it's kind of a pain. It's not a problem, just a pain. So if you were to ask me, I'd spend the extra $80 and get the 2-device plan, and that way you can be signed on both devices. It's simpler, it's easier. To me, $80 is worth easy, quite frankly. But hey, you could also say, well, Matt, that $80 could be spent, on a shore excursion or on some extra drinks or a souvenir, and you'd be right about that as well. Let's see here. Jason, the important question is a printer, and if so, is it on the floor? No printers here today. Mike Wolf, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Brad Pitt is looking as handsome as ever. Thank you very much. Believe it or not, I'm not Brad Pitt, but thank you, Brent. Appreciate you. Good to see you here, Mike. Let's see here. The printer is back home. I'm happy to say the printer is back home. Eddie C, thank you for the super chat. Eddie says, does the ship offer a buy one, get one 30% off drink package on board on the first day of sailing? They offer usually some sort of a BOGO deal, Eddie. I will tell you this. It is going to be cheaper for you to buy your drink package before the cruise. It would be a mistake to book it on board the ship. Now, maybe you're referring to, I think, Eddie, being a Diamond member or a Diamond Plus, in which you get a discount on the drink packages. There's 2 reasons why I think you shouldn't do it. One, the pre-cruise price is usually no less than that. It's going to be more or less a wash in terms of savings. And number 2, I don't know about you, I don't like having a giant bill at the end of my cruise. So if you have a cruise coming up and you can buy it now on the website, you will you'll pay it off now because you'll get charged on your credit card, and you pay it off this credit card statement. So then when you get on board the ship, whatever charges you have, it's kind of spread out. Does that make sense? Rather than you starting cruise day one with a $500 bill or whatever it is. So yes, they do offer it still a Diamond Plus, whatever Pinnacle discount for the drink package. I still think you're better off pre-purchasing it. And to put my money where my mouth is, I have the drink package on this cruise. I pre-purchased it before the sailing. Jeff Durling. Jeff, thank you for the super chat. Matt, thanks so much for all the info. First time and did Royal Caribbean on the October 1st sailing of Wonder and had an amazing time. Doing Icon next summer and cannot wait. Your advice really, really helped. That is so, Jeff, first of all, thank you for the super chat. Second of all, I am so glad to hear that. I mean, really, the goal of RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com from day one was to make it easy, have everybody have a better cruise. Make it easier for everybody to have a better cruise, right? And I'm so glad to hear that some of the things I ramble on about and share and that it's made a difference there. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you for your generosity. And you got Icon coming up. That is fantastic. David Stanton, thank you for no super chat. Thank you for the message. I turned Emerald on my last cruise. Congratulations. What should you look forward to being Emerald? Not much. Emerald is really a middle tier on your way to Diamond. The biggest difference, you get your balcony discount is better now, a little bit more than you got as Platinum. And there's one other thing. Do you get like a welcome gift or something? Is that what it was? I remember it being kind of like it's not that exciting. When you get to Diamond, it's going to be far more substantial, more noticeable, I should say. Robert Murphy, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, you can have 3-year-olds as guests at the as a cabana guest. I think maybe if I missed that part of the question, Robert, thank you for the follow up on that. But yeah, the only reason he wouldn't be able to have a kid would be if it was what's it called? If it was in the adults only area. Hold on. Jenna is messaging me because she doesn't know that I'm live on Facebook right now, and all the notifications coming through. All right, we're good now. Jay-Z, thank you for the epic Aussie super chat. That's a lot of dollary dues. Thank you, my friend. Good night, Matt. 4 more days till Quantum of the Seas. Unsure whether we'll make it to all of our ports due to Cyclone Lola. Got an email canceling our tour for Port Via. Have you experienced a diversion before? Will they add a sea day? I have had that before. It has happened. It stinks. couple things to keep in mind, Jay. Number one, no one knows or can control the weather. So my best advice is not, I say not to worry about it, in the sense that, que sera, sera. Wherever you end up going, you'll have a great time. And they'll try to get you another port, but they may end up just saying, look, we have no choice. Last minute, we have to do a sea day. A lot of people say, well, Matt, why can't they just go to another port? Why can't they just slide into somewhere else, right, nearby? The problem is cruise ship parking is not like going to Target. And like if the parking spots near Target are full, you can just go park somewhere else. The port schedule will set up many months, if not years in advance, and there's only limited slots. So among other reasons, that's the chief reason why it's not as easy as it sounds to move itineraries. Certainly, Royal Caribbean does try its best to find something because they recognize that people do look forward to those things, but it's kind of just we'll see what happens kind of scenario. So that's why I tell people, just there's no way to anticipate or handicap what it might be. You just gotta go with the flow. Let's see here. Next question is from Nick. Where's Tony Diaz? I don't know where Tony's probably sleeping. He slept all day on the first day of the cruise. He was asleep by like 9:30. So I don't know if I can count on Tony. Wait, we might have a Tony sighting. Is that him? Yeah. Oh, wait, stand by, ladies and gentlemen. We might have coming down. I can see into the area over here. Whom? If it's not Tony, it's someone who looks like Tony. I don't know where he went though. Maybe it's not Tony. All right, we'll keep you updated on as the situation develops. Ronnie, thank you for the super chat, buddy. Appreciate you. Here it is, Ronnie. Thank you for the super chat. 32 days to Liberty. Going to Nassau. Perfect day. Any last minute tips? There he is. Yeah, Tony is here. Last minute tips. For Nassau, don't wing it. Book something in advance. It's better off there. They were literally asking Tony where you were.
This is windy.
Well, it's because the doors. Some guy just walked through the door. There you go. That was nice. I don't know if you want to be on camera, but I wanted to ask where you were, and I told them that, well, you slept all day yesterday. Yeah, please. This is harder than it looks because the camera is further away. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Diaz in the flesh. See, and just to prove it to you, by the way, first question off the bat: where's Tony Diaz? So, Tony, you got to explain yourself. What happened yesterday, bro?
I left home at 3:30 in the morning to drive to Boston.
Yep.
And then the slapping of the cards started, and that was it.
That was it.
9 o'clock, I was done.
All right. Well, if you have any questions for Tony, he's here to answer them once and for all. All right. Last minute. Sorry, the question was last minute things to do in Nassau. Perfect day. Nassau, I would definitely just book something because when you walk off there and try to wing it, it's challenging to say the least. So I would say don't do that. I would say number two, for perfect day, you really can. That's like the opposite. You can certainly wing it. I would say if you haven't booked anything like an add-on cost, you can certainly have a great time at any of the beaches, the pool. So see where the wind takes you, kind of situation. What ships allow you to pre-reserve shows? It would only be Oasis and Quantum Class. So you're going Saturday Night Fever, that's Liberty. You can't pre-book it. So just simply show up to the theater half an hour or so beforehand, and you should be good. Eddie, thank you for the. Did I answer this one already? But thank you, Eddie, again for the super chat. I did answer this question already, but thank you for the super chat. I think I jumped the gun on that one. Josh Carruthers in the house. Josh, how are you? Good to see you. We miss you, Josh. Yes. Yeah. Chris Reardon is here, Josh, and she misses you. We all miss you. Well, it's you know.
Yes, Josh.
Let's see here. Always be booked. Tommy Boats in the house. Why are you out here looking so sharp? Can you save some ladies for the rest of us? Oh. It's formal night on board, right? Dressed to impress?
This is my formal.
Yeah, I mean, listen, actually, all the truth. I might have not have dressed as nicely as I am now, but Chris posted that she was going to dress up for formal night because it's kind of a, I won't say a dying trend, but it's whatever you want to call it. Anyway, and I said, I literally read the message that I am not going to let Chris Reardon down. And so I brought my suit.
What do they call the outfit that Lance is in?
Oh, he's wearing lederhosen. So someone in our group is actually wearing full lederhosen because why not? I mean, it's not a bathing suit. Can you? That's that'll be the new debate. Lederhosen or shorts in the main dining room. He went to Giovanni, so we'll never know. Robert Murphy, thank you for the super chat. One day till Allure of the Seas. Awesome, dude. You have a great time. By the way, Tommy, sorry to jump the gun there. Good seeing you, buddy. Hope all is well with you. James Ferrer, thank you for the super chat. Jewel in 17 days. Do you know if a solo cruiser can use Diamond Plus perk for buying specialty dining? Okay. See ya.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Do you know if a solo cruiser can use Diamond Plus perk, buy specialty dining, and receive complimentary dining for a second guest? Yes. I've done this before as well. They don't really care who you use the BOGO for, whether it's for yourself or somebody else. Totally fine. Just let them know what you're trying to do, and they won't even care about it. So yes, absolutely. Brittany, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, first and foremost, what ship are you on right now? Serenade of the Seas. And can you book dinner time reservations, for example, Chops Grill, even though you've not done your final payment for your trip? Absolutely, yes. Once you place a deposit, you can book Chops Grill or anything via the Cruise Planner website. EJ Mack, are you going on the Icon inaugural sailing? I am indeed, yes. Billy D, thank you for the super chat. I like to get off the ship and head to the closest beach possible. For Cozumel, Roatan. Thanks for all the vids and help. So, if you want to go to the closest beach in Cozumel, did you say, you didn't mention if it's public or if it's, it costs extra. El Cid might be the closest one. I don't recommend it. It's not great. I mean, really, for Cozumel, in my opinion, if you want like a beach, like a good beach, sand, because a lot of the beaches right near the port are beaches in the academic sense of the word. There's no sand. It's like concrete, and then you're in the water, which I don't think is what you probably want. So I just say it's not like walkable. Obviously, you need a taxi, but it's really easy to do and cheap to take a taxi in Cozumel. I would say, Paradise Beach, Nachi Kokum. There's a number of great spots over there. That's where I would lean to first. As I said, there are beaches closer, but they're sufficiently. There's no sand. They're just not. I don't think it's what you want. For Roatan, I don't recommend anything in Cox and Hole. It's not a great spot to walk around at all. And I don't have a recommendation for you other than booking some sort of a tour there. So, sorry, I'm not more helpful on that one, Billy. Let's see here. Ronnie, again with a super chat. Thank you, Ronnie. When there's no sea days, is there a formal night? Yes. They usually, like on short sailings, Ronnie, like a 3-night cruise to Perfect Day, and Nassau is a classic example of this. They still have it. They call it like dress your best. Same basic difference. So yes. Kristen, thank you for the super chat. Ahoy, Matt, are you wearing bathing suit bottoms? See, I knew someone was going to blow my cover on this one. No, I'm not. That'd be a great idea. Oh, goodness. Actually, Smokey, you know what's funny, Tom? Jenna is in Australia right now, so that's probably why she didn't do the math on the time there. But yeah. Let's see here. Becky Mencken in the chat. Hi, Matt. I just signed your dinner check. Thank you. You can charge all of that to Tony Diaz. I hope you charged it correctly on that one. Felix just got back from Allure of the Seas yesterday. Maya Chan and Perfect Paradise Beach. Yeah, Perfect Day on my mind. Paradise Beach, both well worth it. Those are actually, Felix, next month when I go on Radiance. I'm going to both of those places, and I have high hopes for both as well. Carrie wants to know, how was the boarding process in Boston? It was super easy. I was expecting a disaster. I've heard horror stories about boarding cruise ships in Boston, but it was super easy. Flowed very well. No problems. I have no complaints. It was better than LA. Let's put it that way. That makes sense. How do you spend your extra day prior to the cruise? Well, I had hopes that I was going to do more in Boston, but it was raining all day and like a lot of rain. So I got lunch and then that was it. I just spent it in the hotel room. Let's see here. Emily, we will be Diamond Plus for the first time in a back-to-back on Allure in January. Do you have to do the BOGO dining the first or second day, or can you change which day you want to go? It depends on who you talk to. Officially, it's the first and second day. Have I heard of and seen and experienced situations in which I go to the restaurant and they're like, yeah, no problem. What day do you want? But that's not the policy, Emily. So it's your mileage may vary situation. Stephen, we're going on Independence of the Seas. What are your thoughts? I love Indy. It's a great ship. I was just on Independence of the Seas last month. Really, really nice. David, thanks for the super chat. Hello, Matt. Love the show. I listen every week. Have you ever done an all-inclusive resort? Many times. It's one of my favorite things to do for families, whether we're in Cozumel or Costa Maya or Aruba. One of my first things I look for in almost any Caribbean port is an all-inclusive. Resortforaday.com is a great example of one that I always look at first for them. So I like that quite a bit. Let's see here. JP, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you, JP. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Masato, thank you for the super chat. Good to see Matt and Tony. Absolutely. This is what's fun about the group crew, right? Craig is watching from the Safari Club. Nice. The internet on board has been really fantastic. Really, really good. JP, thank you for the super chat. Is Bacalar's 7-color lagoon adventure good in Costa Maya? I have not done it, but if the photos are half as good as it really is, it looks amazing. I've just never gone there myself. So I might say, oh, I should go try that out when I go there next, except I've already made reservations at Maya-chan. I love Maya-chan, guys. I just can't get enough of that place. So, yeah. The Teresa McShane. Can you ask Tony if he went to the next cruise and booked Icon? Oh, I should have read this faster. Actually, after he left, I thought, oh, no. As you all know, I'm behind in the chat usually, so I apologize. But Teresa, feel free on my behalf to message him and ask that question. I apologize. Hannah, thank you for the super chat. As a sweet guest, is the breakfast and chops grill worth checking out over main dining room? Yeah, I mean, over main dining room, yeah, sure. I would say number one, the nice thing about the chops grill lunch is that it's reserved for you. It's not crowded. You won't have to wait. So sure, yeah, absolutely. I'm going on a weekend cruise. I want to make the most out of all my meals. I really look at it, Hannah. I'll be honest with you. I look at the Chops Grill. If you're in a suite, you usually get to go to like a place like Chops for breakfast as a suite guest. I usually look at it more as like an alternative to the Windjammer than the main dining room, because the Windjammer is always super busy and Chops is not, because obviously it's for suite guests only. So yeah. Let's see here. Next question. John Lee, if I had to choose one, what would I choose? Symphony or Odyssey? Tough question. I'd probably still pick. See, you're asking. I don't say the wrong person, but I like Odyssey a lot. It's newer. Not that Symphony isn't new, but I like Odyssey a lot. I like the variety that it has there. I tend to do more Oasis class than Quantum class, so that's why, like, personally, I like the idea that it's Icon has Odyssey has something different. So from that perspective, I would say, yeah. Let's see. Next question, Mad Capper. Thank you for the super chat. Navigator in 59 days. Question on main dining. Usually formal night is C Day, which would be Christmas Eve, but would Christmas Day also be a formal dining night? Maybe. It's hard for me to answer this. I won't. None of us can know the answer. I've seen it where they have changed formal night to be a holiday day instead. But let me put it this way, Mad Capper. And I've said this before. Number one, the dress codes don't really mean a lot. They're not enforced. So there's that. Number two, let's assume for a second that Christmas Eve is formal night and Christmas Day is not. People will still dress up. And whether it's formal night or not, people will dress maybe some people dress in matching pajamas. Maybe some people will go and I don't know. Do something. The point is that it ultimately, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but I've seen it go both ways. So the answer to your question is maybe. Let's see here. Suzanne just got back from sailing on Voyager. Can't say enough good things about the new Royal Caribbean terminal in Galveston. It is really impressive. I was there last November, and I was really blown away. I thought Terminal A in Miami was fantastic, but the new terminal in Galveston is really, really nice. So yeah, really great. Matt Travis, thank you for the super chat. Did my first Royal Caribbean cruise in April. Freedom of the Seas. We have Mariner in 168 days. Do you suggest exploring, snorkeling, an underground cave or the Mayan ruins in Cozumel? If snorkeling and all that stuff is your thing, absolutely. There's some great things to do in Cozumel. The one thing I don't recommend is doing any excursion that requires you to take a ferry over to the mainland in Playa del Carmen. That would be a mistake. But if it's on the island of Cozumel, sure. I think it's a great idea. Let's see here. Elizabeth wants to know, for the inaugural sailing for Icon, do you think we'll be able to go right to our cabins? You mean because the inaugural sailing? Maybe. I mean, yeah, because I believe I know there are 2 media sailings before Icon, but I believe the second one ends the day before. Like, the last one ends. There's a day in the middle, and then the inaugural voyage. So if that's the case, then probably, because the room should be ready because no one was staying in them the night before. But as I often like to say, Elizabeth, I can't promise you that. So we'll have to wait and see. Tio Rico, thank you for the super chat. On Serenade in 2 weeks, Miami to LA, Panama Canal. So excited. Please share one tip on Serenade. Oh, boy. Well, helipad, my favorite tip for the Radiance class. You go down to the helipad and for sail away, that's like the best place to go, especially the Panama Canal. Go there. That's a great spot for it. So, yeah. Definitely worth doing. W.S. Chewy, thank you for the super chat. Any must-see places at Port Galveston? Hey, guys. Some new visitors.
That's an awesome camera.
Yeah.
That's the
You
best I've ever
want to
seen.
sit? Tony sat here, so I can't promise
I'm okay
anything.
with Tony. I know that you have an issue with Tony, but I'm all right with him.
Yeah,
I'm good.
come on. We have some new visitors here. Actually, I'll ask Don because he was just there. And boy, this is even more difficult. Commander Don Goldstein, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Any must-see places in Port Galveston? You were just there.
Any what kind of places?
Must-see places.
Must season. The Strand is wonderful.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, it's got restaurants, it's got shops, it's just a fun place.
Yes.
And if it's during the right time of the year, walking on the beach, they've got a great boardwalk.
Yeah, by the seawall.
Yes, the seawall. Absolutely.
Yep.
That's the 2 must sees.
Absolutely. Good. And we also have here, taking a picture.
I'm taking a picture of you. It's
Where's-
the best camera stand I've ever seen.
Where's your name when you need her?
Ugh.
Becky Mankin from I Travel.
Hi, guys.
Thanks for signing my bill.
You're welcome. I just
So-
gave him a tip too.
I always sign my bills. Tony Diaz.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
I missed that memo, so it is Matt Hochberg. But it's only like a $70 tip, so I think you're fine.
Great. I don't know how to say your name. I apologize. Giselle. First ever cruise in December for perfect day 3-nighter. Is the non-alcoholic drink package worth it for a couple who don't drink alcohol but love frozen drinks? Oh yeah, but yeah. I mean, as long as you're going to drink 4 or so, 5 or so a day, not to mention you also get coffees and bottled water. Yeah, I would say so.
No brainer.
No brainer. Yeah. Let's see here. Bryce, thank you for the super chat. Going on Harmony November 1st. Any tips for families, or what is your favorite thing to do on Oasis class ships? Oh man. I mean, for families, a couple things. Number one, sign your kids up for Adventure Ocean on embarkation day. They'll open at 1:00, so go up there. Even if they're not even sure they're going to go, just go up there, walk through it, sign them up, get acclimated. That'd be number one. Number two, definitely prioritize the shows, even for the kids. You might think, well, will my kids really care about an ice skating show or an aqua show? Yeah, it might not sound like it, but when they see it, it really is impressive. So sign up for the shows. Get your kids to come with you. I think it's a really fun thing to do. The Aqua Theater show especially, I think they'll like quite a bit. And then beyond that, explore. There's so many cool things you can do on the ship. And obviously it's built for families, so there's lots happening in the boardwalk, on the sports deck. So explore as much as you can on day one to avoid oh, I wish I knew they had this on the ship. And by the way, Bryce, we do have a full ship tour of Harmony of the Seas over on our YouTube channel, rather. So come check that out as well. Let's see here. Dave Oman, thank you for the super chat. First time ever in a suite, sky class on Oasis. What should I know that will make my trip best ever? Definitely talk to the concierge. So you'll get an email a couple days before your cruise from the suite concierge. They'll introduce themselves. That's a good starting point. But get up there on day one, meet the concierge, understand what they can offer you. That really can make a big difference in terms of the services that you get and some of the benefits, and just being able to take advantage of it. It's the suite experience, I think, is greatly enhanced by taking advantage of those perks and amenities, and a big part of that is what the concierge can do for you. So definitely make sure you do that. Tom's going on Mariner of the Seas in March for Formula Night. What would you recommend as an alternative besides Windjammer? Playmakers. It costs extra, obviously, but if you're not you don't want to dress up or what have you, Playmakers is very casual. The food is really good. That'd be my recommendation for you. Let's see here. Ainsley, thank you for the super chat. I'm jealous you and Tony on a cruise, my son on Oasis right now, and me waiting 152 days till Symphony. Well, Tony being on a ship with you is not necessarily the best thing in the world, so it makes you feel any better. At least your son is definitely making you feel jealous, and you shouldn't be about that. Let's see here. You got some. Don, you have a lot of fans in here. Masato said hello. Mike Pastore says hello to you and Judy. Where is Judy?
In Vintages.
Oh, in Vintages. Okay, in the traditional.
Tell her where he's going.
Yeah, the traditional habitat of Don and Judy.
Yeah. Don and Judy's bar.
Yes. Oh goodness. Day One Media just joined the live chat. Anyone from MEI that want to help plan a trip in February? I'm sure one of our people in there.
Yeah, Josh is in there.
Oh, Josh is there. So there you go.
A lot of the others are on here.
Aaron, thank you for the super chat. Going on Wonder in January, there is a kind of expensive shore excursions in Anguilla while in St. Martin. Do you know anything about the excursions? Is it worth it? I don't know about those specifically. I've not tried them or can give you personal recommendations. I would say in general, when it comes to shore excursions and those kind of things, a couple things to do. Number one, try to take the tour name, Google it. There might be a YouTube video, which is really helpful. There might be shore excursion reviews. We have a forum at royalcaribbeanblog.com just for shore excursions. You can ask in there. So, it's I think for a lot of people, it's just understanding what it is and what it's not, and visualizing it as best you can. And hopefully there's a video or somebody made a post somewhere that can explain it, and that will help you out. Let's see here. Oh, Tony's in the chat and saying hello to you. So he couldn't be up here to hang out with you, but strangely so.
No, he's in Vintages.
He's in Vintages.
Yes.
Okay.
Why did he leave? Did you kick him out?
No, I was very nice to Tony for once.
Poor guy. He's disappeared.
Shakita, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for your advice, Matt. You helped me learn. I asked for an upgrade from a guaranteed balcony cabin to a designated boardwalk balcony cabin free of charge. Allure of the Seas. Nice. I'm glad to hear that you got what you wanted. That's always one of the things I've learned over the years is never hurts to ask, especially in Royal Caribbean. Yes or maybe no, but in many cases, asking gets you some good options there. Let's see here. Pascal said hello to you, and people are saying hi to Becky. Jackie Meyer said hello to you, Becky. So, got everyone loves you two guys. Tom, thanks for the super chat, buddy. I don't see a message from you, but I'll keep an eye out for it. Scary wants to know any update for the Empire Supper Club for Icon. I've not heard anything yet. It's not available yet to book for any of my Icon cruises coming up. So I suspect it's somewhere along the lines. Who knows? So no, I've not seen any updates one way or another. Mike Wolf, thanks for the super chat. Tony, Printer, never seen together. Is that a coincidence?
I'll ask later. Is that what?
Yeah, Tony, they're obsessed with my printer on my floor.
Oh yeah.
And by them, I mean Teresa.
But why do you have a printer on your floor?
Okay, because it's a printer.
But I know it's a printer, but why don't you put it on a desk or something elevated?
There's nothing there. No, we don't have
Then why do
space.
you why do you have a printer on the floor?
Because it fits on the floor.
Do you use it?
Rarely, but yes.
But then you have to bend over to pick something off of the plate.
No, my kids have to bend over.
Oh, that's why you have 2 daughters. Now I
Yes,
understand.
yes. That's why you have children.
This was almost an intervention about your printer. Just saying.
It's fine. Printer's fine. Cindy, I'm not going to answer this question. I'm going to have Becky answer this question. Becky, what's your favorite Alaska port and why?
Oh my gosh, all of them. No, my favorite. I love Skagway. I really love Skagway because it gives so many options from the train. Because obviously people love the train. Some people just want to get off the ship and just walk through town and shop. So it's right there. It's within walking distance. So you don't have to take a shuttle. But they also have the ability to see the sled dogs from there, or you can take a helicopter to one of the. Yeah, so there's a lot of options there's something for everybody in Skagway. So that's my favorite.
There you go.
But it's a really great place to just walk around.
Yeah,
Yes.
it really is.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You don't have to have a
Walk
short
around.
excursion to enjoy Skagway.
Definitely, 100%. Let's see here. Michael, Printergate. Yeah, you guys are all worried about the printer.
I'm going to send you like a TV tray. Remember
Darren, we last cruised right before the COVID shutdown. We're going on Wonder next fall. How would you say the experience has changed as a result of the COVID policy? Most of the protocols and all of them are all gone now. There's very few residual things that you may still remember being different, but in terms of obviously testing is not required, vaccination is not required, so that's out. The venues are all open again, so it's not like you have to worry about like certain venues or anything like that. I don't know. Is there any? I'm trying to really remember what's different.
Yeah, there may be a little more push to wash your hands going into restaurants.
That's true.
Particularly Windjammer.
Particularly Windjammer. Yeah. So you're going on Wonder. Yeah. So you'll notice Wonder of the Seas will have hand washing stations. That's been something that even they were doing before COVID, though, to be fair. But you'll see that. Washy.
Yummy, yummy.
So not much. It looks more like 2019 than you might think, quite frankly. Let's see here. Connie, does Navigator, this is Cafe Promenade, offer fries, nachos, wings, etc. 24 hours? No. For 24 hours, if you really wanted food 24 hours like that, you need room service. Cafe Promenade does offer food, but it's not anything like that. There's like sandwiches and some cookies. Pizza, obviously, that's the big thing. But it's not 24 hours either. That wraps up around 2 or 3 a.m., something like that. So, if you want something at like 4 o'clock in the morning, it's room service, basically. Let's see here. I think we're caught up on the chat. My goodness, it's a miracle. For those who don't know, we're on Serenade of the Seas, 7-night cruise to Canada and New England. So I have some questions about that. We talked about the Alaska one. Lucho wants to know, have you ever seen an event being done in the Royal Caribbean for Halloween? Yes, if your cruise ship sails over the holiday, not like now or close to it. It needs to go over the actual holiday itself. Jordan wants to know, what drinks are included if you don't buy a drink package? Let's see. Everything behind me over there. Coffee, tea, iced tea, water, milk, juices in the morning, hot chocolate.
Other than fresh juice.
Right, not fresh juice. It's like like orange juice that comes out of a bottle. Chocolate milk. Did I miss one? Lemonade.
Thank you.
We're done. Yeah, and sometimes there's like various drinks there. So I like that we're just getting random answers now. Ask the people that are randomly sitting here in the Windjammer.
Still the live podcast right now. It's
Yep.
happening.
Let's see here. Nanya Business. What a great name. Can you please stop me from ever going on a Carnival cruise again? It was a high school reunion, so I had little choice. Friends don't let... No, I'm just kidding. I mean, different strokes for different folks. But yeah, don't do it again. Now you know. Desiree, thank you for the super chat. Here is Desiree's question. Good evening. On our most recent cruise, we selected my time dining. However, we were actually given a 7 p.m. dinner time and encountered problems with that. Please define my time dining. So my time dining is has options there. So if you do not my time dining, you're going to get a set time. Like on this ship, it's 5:15 is our dinner time, or 8 o'clock, right? And it's 5:15 or 8 o'clock every night. You get assigned one, so that's it. We're always having dinner at 5:15. With my time, there's a range of times. What I'm guessing happened, Desiree, is at some point, I'm not sure exactly when, either you pre-booked it or maybe when you got on board the ship, somebody booked 7 o'clock. Like I could see where you might have been talking to somebody and they were like, you know what, madam, we'll make you a reservation for 7 o'clock every night of the cruise. It could have been you booked something online. Anyway, the point is that you could have altered that and made a reservation for 7 o'clock one night, but 7:30 another night, 6 o'clock. You know what I mean? You could have mixed it up like that. You could have also not made a reservation with my time dining and simply showed up. Now there would have been a line and you would have had to wait, but you could have done that as well. So I hope that makes sense in terms of how that works. A little more open-ended, but some people do exactly what you just did, which is they just book 7 o'clock because they want to, or the same time every night. That is an option as well. Let's see here. Next question. Darcy, with the purchase of the key, do you get 2 access to Wi-Fi or just 1? You get 1 per person. So if there's 2 people in your room, you both buy the key. Then you have 1. Each of you has a 1-device package. Christine's putting in a vote for the key. It was so nice to have my luggage in my room while everyone else got theirs at 7 p.m. because of a Coast Guard inspection. The Coast Guard, man. You think you guys could do something about that?
Well, we don't have a hell of a lot to do with it. We don't haul luggage. So,
Yeah.
But now the inspections are done once a quarter
Yeah.
on every ship. And believe me, if they didn't do it, you would miss it. I promise you.
I will say this. Yes, you're absolutely right, Christine. It was nice that you had that. But you also paid for the key every day of your cruise. So you're talking about a slight delay on day 1 that you're paying for the rest of the sailing. That's the problem. It's not that there aren't some nice benefits to the key, because I agree. But I think that it's just not worth it because over the long haul, considering you're paying for it every single day, it ends up just being a waste in that regard. Hope that makes sense. Let's see here. Nick, would you book 150 Central Park or Samba Grill? I would pick 150 Central Park, but obviously both are really good. I've eaten at both on Allure. Then obviously, if you're eating at Samba Grill, which is a Brazilian steakhouse, you are going there because you want to eat a lot of meat. And if that's your goal, then that'd be a better choice for you. But I really like the menu at 150, so I would pick 150. Don, have you ever eaten at both Samba? Have you eaten at Samba Grill?
Yes, I have, and I agree with you. Just the broad range of the menu on 150 to me makes it a better choice.
Yeah.
But if all you want is meat, nah.
Yeah.
Samba's a better place.
Absolutely. There you go. Let's see here. Brian, when will Royal Caribbean release other sailings for May and June 25 other than Icon? They're going to start releasing it. We have the deployment schedule at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. The first set comes out for Alaska in the week of October 30th, and they're going to do Alaska, Europe, 7-night Caribbean, pretty much every week in a row. There might be a skip there, but anyway, and then they're going to skip some and then go, and then in the spring the rest come out there. Again, Brian, I posted this. I don't think it was last week. It might have been the week before that, but it's at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. If you go to Google, search Royal Caribbean Blog 2025, 2026 deployment schedule, and you'll find the article, I'm sure. Let's see here. 5 Trip, what's up, man? Good to see you here. Are they doing any meet and greets on Symphony? Yeah. I'm not sure what that means exactly, but yes, there are many events on there. So I will say yes to your question. I'm not even sure what it means. Clint, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you, Clint. Oh, I found it, Clint. Hey, Matt, was at Castle Island yesterday and saw you guys ship out. Are you having a good time on this cold weather trip? Yes, it is we're having a great time. It's cooler weather. Cold weather infers like it's Arctic and they're below freezing. It's not. It's just cooler weather. And yes, I am enjoying it quite a bit because I'm not sweating also. That's something nice to be said about that. Jason Dawson, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for all you and your team does. Made my cruising life so much easier. That is awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you. What are some extra things you can ask the stateroom attendant for? Extra towels. You can have the bed split or put together depending on what the configuration is. You could ask for ice in your cabin. What are some other things you can ask the stateroom attendant?
Blanket instead of a duvet.
Blanket instead of a duvet.
Sharps container.
Oh, Sharps container. Yeah. If you need that. I think the most common things are really extra towels, bed configuration, ice in the room. That's probably like the top three. Oh, and if you're sharing a cabin, or sorry, if you have the cabin next to you, if you have a connecting balcony or connecting door, they can open that for you as well. Let's see here. We're almost running out of time. Oh yeah, I got about a couple more minutes left here. Jill, thank you so much for the super chat, Jill. Where is your message? I found it, Jill. If a solo cruiser, if a solo cruisers are gratuities for two in a cabin or one, don't know if there's a single supplement on grass. No, gratuities are single. If you're cruising single, you'll pay one. In fact, if you were to have two people in the cabin and you prepaid gratuities and the second person no-showed, you would actually get that refunded. But it's per person, so that's not the single supplement. Purely refers to the cruise fare itself. Let's see here. JC is going out on the first cruise out of New Jersey in April with stops in Port Canaveral, Nassau on a perfect day. Should I bother lugging my DSLR or just my iPhone? How much wildlife would I be able to see is worth it? No, not much. I mean, dolphins and maybe some birds, I guess. I would say it's not worth it. People might disagree with me on this one. I used to bring the DSLR on every cruise, and now I just bring the iPhone. The camera on this is certainly good enough for what I'm doing. Granted, I am not making prints of like my photos. For digital stuff, especially because my photos I'm using on the website at realcaribbeanblog.com, and they're being highly compressed and shrunk down, I think it's totally fine. But again, if your goal is to get an amazing wildlife shot or a really nice family photo and you're going to make a huge print of it, there's a good argument that perhaps you should get you should bring the DSLR. But I think that's unlikely unless you're really a pro photographer. So I think personally a phone is fine as long as you have like a newer one, certainly. Rory, question about the deluxe dining package. Is Chops Grill the only special restaurant open for lunch on sea days on Oasis of the Seas? No, not necessarily. Again, this is when you want to refer to a past cruise compass, Rory. So go to royalcaribbeanblog.com, look at our main menu. There's a link that says Cruise Compass. Find Oasis, and you will see examples of the schedule there. Let's see here. I think we're running out of time on this one. Kristen, is November an okay month to cruise the Greek islands? Okay. Actually, one of our staff members, Callista, is going to Greece on Enchantment of the Seas in November. I suspect the rub on, and Beck, correct me if I'm wrong on this, Greece in November is going to be that weather-wise certainly won't be hot like you would in the middle of the summer. Also, the Mediterranean tends to get a little more storms. Yeah, I would say choppy. Yeah. So that could be an issue because there's a lot of tendering ports there.
Who sails there in November?
Royal does. Enchantment is still there. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Still.
Yeah, but it's not. It's very much the shoulder season. So the good thing is it's probably cheap, but it's not going to be nearly as hot, which is not necessarily a bad thing. But the weather, the choppiness of the ocean, the sea conditions could be an issue compared to maybe if you did it earlier in the summer. So, how are we doing here? Got a couple more minutes here. Suzanne wants to know, is there a set time that Royal Caribbean does Kids Sail Free? They've been doing it like every month forever now. They used to like not. I swear it's been every month forever now. So I would say every month now. It's pretty rare that they don't. They just keep on, even though they advertise it 1 month at a time, it's still like every month it comes back. And this has been the case for like, I think the last year for sure. Let's see here. What iPhone version do I have? I have the iPhone 13 Pro. So again, I would say as long as you have a phone made in the last 2 or 3 years, I think it's fine for that. That's definitely not an Android, because why would anyone use that?
What? It's a Pixel and it's awesome.
Ugh.
Wow.
Chris wants to know, can you order a bottle of liquor to your room? You cannot. You could buy a bottle of liquor at the duty-free store, but they will hold it until the last day of your cruise and then deliver it to your cabin then. So you can't like go buy a bottle of liquor and then enjoy it during your cruise. You could buy a bottle of wine. That's not liquor, obviously, but I want to make sure we mention that. Let's see here. Next question. Which ships have the outdoor dining at the Windjammer? The Radiance class and the Quantum class.
This is really cool.
It is really cool, yeah. I actually like this area too, because we're outdoors technically, but it's enclosed like 75%. So like it is open air, but it's so enclosed that the wind isn't a factor here really at all. So I like this quite a bit. But I love taking food out to the back of the Windjammer and enjoying the views out there. It's really, really nice. And I think we've kind of... last question is from Kathy. We'll call here after Kathy's question. How do I sign up for the sushi making class and murder mystery dinner on Explorer? The cruise planner. Go to Royal Caribbean's website, log into your account, and you'll find the options over there. Is the murder mystery dinner still being offered on Explorer? You ever done that? I never did that. It was like pre-COVID. It was a thing that was still like languishing around on a couple ships, like Liberty. I remember it being on. Anyway, if it's still available, I'm shocked. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you all for joining us here. Appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Especially the Pixel and Android people who are like chiming in right now.
You know,
I miss being able to actually talk to you instead of type.
no, I like this a lot better at home. It's great. There's no one yelling back at me. I can say what I want in my piece. It was very nice having Don here, though. That I enjoyed. Anyway,
Love you, man.
we'll be live again next Monday here on YouTube, so check us out there. And hope you all have a great week. Enjoy. Stay safe out there. Do something fun, like maybe book a Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise so you can join us and sit next to Don as well. And we'll talk again real soon right here on YouTube. Bye, everybody.